Hey folks, Matt from artoftheimage.com. Been lots of exciting news from Fuji of late, especially the X-T2. I'm very, very interested in the X-T2. But medium format, that's what I want to talk about today. What do you guys think? Do you think that Fuji is on the verge of releasing or announcing at least a medium format system? There's been a lot of speculation of this online, and it would kind of make sense because if you think about it, Fuji is very nicely posed in the situation that they're in right now with APS-C sensors. They've got these X-Trans sensors, very good performing APS-C. Not really a lot of advantage to Fuji in coming out with a full frame system. A lot of people say, well, we'd like to see a full frame system from Fuji. Not a lot of advantage to Fuji in doing that because they already have such high performing APS-C sensors. It's not a huge... I think the cost benefit ratio will be too low for Fuji to come out with full frame. But medium format's an entirely different thing. If they come out with medium format, and the suggestion has been a 50 megapixel medium format camera, 50, 52, somewhere in that range, that may very well justify the added expense cost benefit ratio of a different lens mount, because you're into, they're dominating a market niche or a section of the market very nicely. They're one of the few camera manufacturers right now which has growing market sales, and that right now, I think Nikon and Fuji not Nikon and Fuji, Nikon and Canon are looking at that and are a little bit envious probably because their sales are diminishing. They're still market giants, but they're not in a growing market sector. Like their sales are not continually growing in their sector. Whereas Fuji is with their current offering, which is APS-C. Now, like I said, I don't think there's probably enough cost benefit for Fuji to go full frame, 35mm full frame, but to go medium format, there is a market there. Because a lot of people, especially in the higher end market of pros, would like a medium format camera or like to use medium format cameras. And if we had Fuji developing a new medium format system, it's far enough advanced and enough of a leap past, like you've leapfrogged past the whole segment of full frame and you're into medium format. So you're getting incredibly different sensor performance, incredibly different, not just your sensor performance, but how your lenses react. Because, the argument between APS-C sensors and between full frame and your depth of field and how the lenses operate on them is it's almost a moot point because it's not a lot of difference. People say, well, you have much shallower depth of field, blah, blah, blah. It's not a huge difference, but it is a large difference between medium format and APS-C. So that could very, very well position Fuji into a beautiful going forward position to have such a great growth sector for them. They're growing in their APS-C cameras, unlike many of the other manufacturers. But then the medium format, they would have a whole new offering, which could be advantageous to probably all their existing base may want to own one of each. You may not have people choose, they may have done the math already. They may have done the studies, and people that own a large percentage of Fuji APS-C people are willing to buy into the medium format system as well. Or the pros that maybe are shooting Canon and Nikon are willing to buy into the medium format system because it's going to be, well, arguably it's probably going to be amazing. The Fuji lens lineup is incredible. So I could see it being a really amazing, good value system. I don't expect it's going to be at a super high premium price tag. I think it's going to be good value for the money. What do you guys think? Do you think that there's a good likelihood that we're going to see a Fuji medium format system coming out? Do you think, like I'm kind of speculating here, that it makes sense from a business perspective and for growth that Fuji would do that and skip the full frame altogether? Or do you disagree? Do you think they'll be coming out with a full frame and not medium format? Or you have an entirely different thought on where they might go? Leave your comments below. Let's discuss it. Let's flesh out what we think. It's a great thought exercise, what we think Fuji's going to do. There's a lot of talk right now online about Fuji coming out with a medium format system. And usually when that happens, there's a reason for it. In other words, there's a kernel of truth in there or a large amount of truth in there. But let me know what your comments are. Leave them below. Let's discuss it. Thanks for tuning in, folks. Stay tuned. We'll be back soon here at artoftheimage.com.